Scootler. Stars, gossip, hype.
Oh, sexy Sam. You've steamed up your Big Brother house. Do you think maybe that you've burnt your way out of there?
It's time to go. Sam!
I don't know how I burnt myself out or how well I did or how bad I did. It was just so unpredictable. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. I mean, because it was, once you think you have a handle on Big Brother, it's just flipped totally.
What's harder, being an athlete or going into Big Brother?
I will tell you right now, it's two totally different ballparks, but if I had to put my finger on it, Big Brother, because you cannot prepare for it. With swimming, I can go back and forth, up and down a pool, and prepare myself to win a gold medal, knowing who is the current one, how to knock him off. If I can't go into the Big Brother house going, well, Ben won it 1 year, he did this, I'm
Big Gay Fabulous.
Rhymes with Jason a bit. But no, look, there was no way how I prepared myself for it, and that was the exhausting thing.
Do you think the person that you reflected in the book when you wrote that is the person that we saw in Big Brother?
Yes, I wrote the book honestly and with as much colour as I could, and as raw as I could too, and I felt that I acted the exact same way in the house.
Travis received the most amount of votes to be saved, and this was directly after a fight that he had with Ryan. Do you think that fight that he had with Ryan in the house was something that you had agreed with on Ryan's side?
Look, that fight there, looking back on it now, I definitely, and Ryan too, we baited Travis a little bit. We definitely sort of played with him. Look, in that situation, when Ryan and I were jokingly listening to another conversation, which everyone did in the house anyway, it's Big Brother, and for Travis to make a comment about his own family member, and him rather do that, and then us make a joke about that, and then him to fire back and use someone else's family member in a derogative way, I found it very disgusting.
Yeah.
If it had been in the real world, I mean, the guy would be in big trouble. Not that I'm saying or I condone anything, but I mean, anyone that says stuff like that. I don't know how that has been shown to the Australian public, but he did himself a lot of damage in the house over that, and everyone was, how do I say it, disappointed with his behaviour and how he fired back.
The awkward turtle definitely crawled into the room at that point.
I'll call it that. I think the angry turtle, which was Ryan, I mean, he definitely wanted to clock him on.
Do you think the showmance between Travis and Aisha, a lot of people are saying Aisha might be the most calculated Big Brother housemate ever. Do you think it's a genuine relationship, or do you think that she's playing it to win?
Asked me this a week ago and I said, playing it to win for sure. I saw a side of Aisha that I didn't like at last Saturday night at dinner when she snapped at Lawson, when I found it so hypocritical and silly, but look, that's all our opinions inside the house. There is legitimacy to Travis and her relationship, that's for sure. There's real feelings there.
Yeah.
As you're well aware, you're inside a house and you spend every hour together, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Things develop at such a faster rate than they do out here, and that care and nurturement, I mean, that's prevalent. Look, I would have said a week ago, yeah, for sure, she's playing a game, but I think there's some real stuff developing there that we'll see.
Do you know what? I think it was the bromance that started to develop with Ryan was the decrease in the relationship between Ryan and Travis. Would you say that maybe as your relationship got stronger, that did affect the way that Ryan interacted with Travis?
Honestly, yes. It definitely had an effect, but Travis, he went in there guns blazing with Ryan as his partner, and that would be exciting for anyone. And even if I was partnered with Travis, I'd be doing the same thing. I mean, the guy was exciting, and I can't wait to have a beer with him on the outside. But look, the relationship with him and Ryan, I guess him and I gravitated more so, obviously because we were repaired together, but he started having conversations, not just jumping around and, acting like a lunatic the whole time, so to speak. Sorry, it's bad. But
okay, I'll keep it.
Yeah. But look, Ryan and I, we bonded in our own way. If I feel anything, honestly, I think Trav did his own damage in the house. And that was things that he said, things that he didn't listen to, that sort of thing. And that happened with a lot of people.
What do you think about the fact that Travis has been saved, and what do you think of the fake eviction?
I saw the devastation on Aisha's face and the sadness there when he left, and that was a genuine sadness. And, it's very unempathetic on my side. It really reiterated that there were real feelings there between himself and herself and Travis. I saw how white he went when his name was called, and inside the house, Ben, like this, his experience in there was, he saw that as real life, a real big thing. Not that I'm trying to downplay it. I love my time in there. I wish I was still in there. but he was really reveling in the whole experience. So to find out that he can go back in there, good for him.
Yeah.
But for Aisha, like, it's going to make us so happy when he comes back in.
I think it's going to make good television.
Absolutely, there's no wrong in that.
Do you think the housemates were expecting a double eviction? When you heard it was a double eviction, do you think they were expecting that one of these two people was a fake, knowing, being a school of the show, being that it's been around?
Everyone was umming and ahhing about, are they going to be a double tonight? Is it just going to be a single? I wanted it to be a double, personally. It was exciting, there's someone going, someone staying, someone being saved, rah, rah, rah. But look, I was ready to go. Honestly was. I've met some great friends, had a great experience. If I went back with the family, back with my partner, back into the real world. And
you were partnered up with Sandra. That ultimately affected your time in the house a lot?
Yeah, definitely. My time with Sandra definitely affected it. I mean, for the better, for the positive. Having a friend in there that you can lean on, rely on, and do that back was a reminder of the real world. Something quite familiar, something to really revel in. And provide me with a lot of clarity over certain situations as well. Sandra is someone that I related with like straight away from the get-go. Feelings for each other just developed from there, definitely on a platonic sense. I hate the fact that I have to reiterate that, but that's how it was. I felt such care from her, and I like giving that care back. I'm missing already.
Do you think that the fact that you had a girlfriend on the outside world, did that affect the way you had this relationship with Sandra?
No, not one bit. Michaela was in my mind every day, my partner. So, look, on the couple of occasions when Sandra brought it up or came close to crossing that line that we discussed about. Yeah, we all saw it. You guys all saw it. I wasn't uncomfortable, so I know it wouldn't go any further than that.
Yeah.
But that was the most uncomfortable that I've been. I can only speak on behalf of myself here. In the house, I knew if the roles were reversed and my partner was in the house, and she formed a relationship with a guy like I did with Sandra, which would be fine. I wouldn't have liked the fact that she went to the sanctuary, which isn't just a reward, it isn't just a getaway, it's a romantic little thing that not a lot of people admit to what it actually is. So I would feel uncomfortable, and I wouldn't want her to feel uncomfortable. It's been projected to the whole nation and some parts of the world too, so I've heard. So I would feel uncomfortable. Lawson's decision to go into the sanctuary.
Kat's decision.
Yeah, Kat's decision ultimately dragged him in there. But he wasn't exactly fighting it. I don't know why he did that. He's got a partner on the outside that cares about him and he cares for her. Regardless of what sort of stage their relationship was at, I understand they had a rocky one before coming in, but I was under the understanding that he wanted and they were fixing things up. So to go in there, damage that a lot. Whatever happened there, happened in there.
Do you think though, this is what I want to know, it's a big storyline on the outside of the house. Is it a big storyline in the house of what's happening between Kat and Lawson?
Yeah, absolutely. As you're well aware, Ben, like when you're inside the house, everything becomes so hyper-focused. The smallest thing, and if it's a big thing, that just explodes.
Yeah.
Like napalm around the house and everyone talks about it, at breakfast, lunch and dinner. So for Lawson, the fallout from going to the into the sanctuary with Kat was, wow, what's his partner on the outside going to feel? How is this going to be perceived? We don't even know what happened in there. I mean, what's being shown, what's being this? So it's just a freak out. But at the end of the day, I feel he shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Not because I didn't do it or anything like that, but just as a man, I don't think he should have.
Yeah.
Like how their relationship is.
Now, I'm sorry to do this to you, but getting back to Sandra.
Please.
In an alternate universe, if there was no Michaela, your girlfriend, do you think that there might have been sparks that could have flown there?
It's an interesting question. It's difficult to answer because how I felt about Sandra and how quickly we formed that friendship was on that platonic level. I never thought about it as a sexual one. Or she was definitely attractive, that's for sure. I mean, if I was single and I saw her at a bar and the opportunity popped up, yeah, for sure I'd give her a noosh. But look,
a what?
A noosh. But look, it was too
I think I just experienced that.
But look, honestly, my relationship with her was totally platonic and vice versa towards the end. And it's honestly a hard question to answer, I just don't know.
There were sometimes people thought that Sandra was a little bit negative. Did you think sometimes that negativity rubbed off on your time in the house?
Not at all. I don't think that Sandra is, I wouldn't like to call it negativity. I mean, Sandra is an emotional girl for a number of different reasons, and she's happy to admit that too.
Yeah.
And what I felt, that there was someone with feelings that would come over to me and, I felt good knowing that someone wanted me to put them under my shoulder and support them and care for them. That felt really nice. And I've gone, like honestly man, like 2 years without having to care for someone like that other than my partner and close friends. So to have that with someone who I just met made me feel good. Yeah. And we bonded over that too, and I went with her with problems.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you know what though? If you look at maybe Lawson and Kat, do you think that the way that they were acting and the way the housemates spoke about it, do you think that that probably made you realise, hey, I've got to handle this differently?
Not at all. I never saw my relationship with Sandra and Lawson's relationship with Kat as the same thing. Look, honestly, I didn't give too much thoughts about it. I thought about Lawson. Honestly, did. I thought about Lawson and how I'd do in that situation. Yeah. But he did have he has a good relationship with Kat. She has strong feelings for him. It's evident now that he has feelings for her too. But
down, Kitty, down.
Yeah, completely. But look, I mean, Lawson's a guy who I respect and love immensely, and he's such an entertaining character and someone who I'll be a close friend with for a long time. And after this whole experience, I will be sitting down with him man to man without the camera and saying, buddy boy, you know, probably not the best way to play that.
I think he's going to need that phone call.
He's going to get a smack, that's for sure.
Take him to the pub and be like, man, oh man.
Yeah, totally agree.
Is there anything that you would change about your time in the Big Brother house now that you've been evicted today?
Look, my time in there...
Because you can't be any hotter, I can tell you this right now.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Look, honestly, I don't know. No, I wouldn't change anything. I mean, everything that I did in there led to a certain situation which was fun and exciting and different and something that I can't compare to normal life nor can I replicate again in the future. So no way how. I'll never forget this experience, nor would I do anything differently.
To this camera here, have you got anything you'd like to say for the people who voted for you?
I don't know how graphic I can be. But look,
he'll send you love letters.
Are we voting to save?
No, just tell them that you're grateful. I don't know.
I'm so grateful for everyone that voted for me and the support. And look, I can't wait to try and assimilate back into this real world with all you nutbags. But thank you for tuning in and thank you for the support.
Maybe they'll put you back in next year.
Fingers crossed.
Scoopla. Stars, gossip, hype.